Today is the 5th of October, 12 degrees, feels like 10. My car is saying 13 and it feels a warm 13. The sun was shining a wee bit, although it was giving cloud and rain after 2 o'clock. We've had Storm Amy, finished yesterday. It's like, wee lovely bit you get after the storm. I'm at a lay-by here near Stony Wood, is it? The housing estate. So the house is up above me. And over there in that gap in the hedge, that's a walk I would do there. And there was some trees down from the last storm we had in January. Began with an E, I think. And I've got a wee chainsaw now. I'm going to go and try and clear a couple of that path. So any new tree that's fell down from Storm Amy, or the other ones, I'm going to do that this morning with Lina. But the saw and the batteries is pretty heavy. It's over 3 kilograms. Now that mightn't be much to a soldier, but to me that's heavy. So I brought a wee backpack. So you got to wait till I get the backpack on, Lina. And I'm going to carry it in the backpack. If I only had the one battery, I wouldn't need to. But after I do this, this is a wee circular walk I would do. I'm going to go up there into Prehen Woods. And there might be some trees down there. And I can't cut that thing bigger than about 6 inches. But we'll see. We'll see what's over here, Lina. But behind the car here, you can see there's still bits of Amy's lying all over the place. Branches over there, there's things down here. There's a couple of big trees down. The boys have been down with chainsaws and trimmed them back. So they're not on the road, but they're still on the lay-by. So I'll get Lina across this road and then record what's in there then. So there's my wee backpack, but you know what? I don't have to put on yet. I can see a wee branch down in front blocking the path. Well, I get this wee saw out now, boys. Look at this here now. It's this. Look, it didn't have far to go, did we? It didn't have far to go to the first tree. So I'll get the saw out and I'll put the backpack on with spare batteries. So there's the saw there. £25 on Lidl's, and then you have to buy the battery separate. That battery there is a big one. I got that for £5. It's probably about £40. Maybe £60. That's a big one there. How many amps is that? I can't mind. But I wouldn't recommend the big batteries. Too heavy to hold. So I think I passed this first, Lina. I think I passed it, that's the problem. Going through these brambles. That's a bit better approach from the other angle. I tried it out yesterday, but I forgot to bring oil with me. So I've got oil now to try it out now. So I think the first thing we'll do, we'll just cut this off here, let it drop to the ground. I can step over it and get the next one. Right, I've given it a wee oil. Then you need to stand back, pet. I'm going to cut this off to get past. So I'll pull this boy back. It's why awkward trying to do everything multitask, you know. You know what I think I'll do? I'll cut it down. And then I can pull things away after. See, I think what I should be doing is cutting this in separate bits rather than try to cut a whole tree away. So that's what I'll do. I'll cut it into parts. There's a big one here. Not impressive that we saw there, boys. Can I do wee twigs? I think maybe I'll cut this one back a bit further here. So if you're using it for your garden, it's perfect. It's not meant for clearing storm damage like this. So that there's done now. All I have to do now is pull these branches away. I'm impressed with that. It all depends now how often I have to oil it, and it's a bit awkward the oil. So you think about that chain there, she's running against bare metal and then grooves. There is no ball bearings or nothing like that. It's just running on a groove. And I tried it yesterday with no oil. She was jamming with dust. You craft these wee boys here. So I'll throw these ones away and we'll see what we've got. I just noticed there, that's Japanese knotweed there. Constantly need to get out here. Cuts brambles as well. So that's the first one done there now. Let's see if we can find anything else now. Look at that there now. Nice and clear, that footpath. But that's Japanese knotweed there. So we're on now to the next destination. It might not far to go, you know. There's a lovely wee footpath here. So it's handy when you got a wee pup like, and no harm to them. But if your pup was to foul in here, so this is sort of no man's land. The council used to maintain this path years ago, and there's a wee bench at the very end where you can overlook the Foyle River. When I say years ago, you're chatting 20 years ago. And then it all overgrew. I used to keep a strum and I had Lucy. I used to bring the lawnmower down here. It would have been all brambly and all. Now the trees are bigger, and it doesn't really get cut by brambles anymore. There's another one down there, boys. She's a wee bit dodgy there, like, because she could fall. It's a hazard there, hazard. I think we should cut this one too. Making the world safe for the next generation, that's what I reckon. So you can just fall tapping me there, you know. I don't. Fuck, where's all one go? Oh, see that, boys? Health and safety. It's dangerous, this here, I tell you, dangerous. There's some weight in that there. Now my wee chain looks like it's coming a bit loose here again. That happened yesterday. See, it's jammed up. See where the chain has come loose? Dirt has got inside and has pulled us back. And that's like, I'm not an expert. See why, as soon as I loose, that's just slackening off again. So I'm give it a wee bit of oil in. All that crap and all gets trapped in it. There's this wee pin here and that puts tension on it. And that must be a safety device, I reckon. So if it goes too slack or not tight, it won't activate. I don't really know. But you need to get the dirt out from there from time to time. And then I'll give it another wee greasing now. I might even be better to grease that even before I put the chain on. The thing is, if you grease it whenever it's running, it just spins the oil off. That's a thick out type of oil. I'll give it another wee oil in now. Comes with a wee bottle of oil. A wee bottle of oil comes with. Oh, see what I mean? Like, it's very thick, like. How is that supposed to, like a WD-40, you know, you can spray it quickly. That stuff there, it's hard to put on. You can even do a wee automatic order in it. So, and you can't put the bottle on because it'll cut the bottle. Maybe the best thing if it's properly oiled overnight, you know. I don't know. I'll learn as I go along. Came with 2 chains anyway. But to me, half that oil's just going to be flung off. I had a motorbike for years. You used to get motorbike oil. And you got stuff that would stick to the motorbike. But the thing is here, if it's sticky oil, the sawdust is going to stick to it. Some weight in that there, boys. That's another one done. Now I can just play about myself. Now these weren't the trees that I intend cutting away, them was the ones from Amy. That boy, what's another one down there? I don't know. Is it going to fall anymore? If it's not going to fall anymore, I'd let it stay like that. Because I like walking underneath trees. So it might fall more, you know. Ah, it's cutting something else now. Oh God. I'm cutting at a stick, my pal. It's just hooked on. There we go now. I need tempted to cut that off, but you know, but it doesn't need done now. But I think it's possible to stump down more. I want to preserve this battery here. One way to drag this now. There now, look at that there, boys. See, wee Luna, she runs all around here. There's a fence next to the main road. But say, the main reason why I came down here today, this path takes you straight down to the playing fields, but it brings you out at the main road. And I never go the whole way down. I turn off. And the wee path I turn off, I had Lucy walked the whole way down. She was normal. But not with Luna. The wee path you turn off started off as a wee dogging path. So apparently one's got the dogging down here. Never seen it myself. Although I met a boy one time when I was walking along cycle lane and he pointed out some of the cars of the regular people who could do the dogging. And this wee path that we would come out in playing fields, it used to be a wee short half one. And a boy told me one time that a boy exposed himself to him. But that's before it was a full path. Then it was a full path then. They can't hide in there because people like me are walking it. But she's blocked off since the last storm. And it might become a dogging spot again for these randy folk. So, got to get the wee thing open. There's the wee, I love wee fungi and all. Different types, it's as close as we get to aliens, isn't it? All different types of them, I just love them. Love the autumn. And then from time to time, this path was sort of get overgrown. Whenever I got the caravan, I stopped using it. I was away in the caravan all the time, and she got pretty overgrown. But the water board then, they came and they had to put a new water pump thing in, and they reopened the lane. Look, some of them, pile them here, boys. There must be thousands of different types of fungi, so there's. I've never seen them wee boys before. Everybody always thinks of the wee red ones and the Smurfs cartoons, but there's piles of other different types out there. So when the boys put in this sewage pump and all, they redone the lane by hardcore, and that made the wee path more popular again. Oh, well, clear. See, there's not a lot of cutting this here, it's dragging it away. Start off with this one here. You hear the tension that's under there, the weight? Is that all trees probably leaning on it? She's under pressure, doesn't it? That's the thing about cutting trees. I got my chain stuck again. That happened yesterday. That's the thing about cutting trees. You've got so much weight. So I'm going to take 2 hands to get this out now. The actual weight of the tree is jamming the saw blade. And that's where I had to learn how to cut. You don't know where the stresses are in these things. So my saw is stuck. My saw is stuck. You probably got the weight of that one pushing down on it. I don't know the handy way of solving that. Need to turn. Hold on, I'll turn this camera off a minute. Alright, but I need to avoid that happening. See how slack the chain is? So you can't run the chain when that happens. But if I slacken this off here now, it's just spring back out again. So I'm going to give it a good oil now. I'll take the chain off completely and I'll oil it. So it's to do with this wee spring here that puts the tension in it. But when she goes slack, dirt and all can get in them grooves. So it's best it doesn't go slack to begin with. And then I'll take it apart here and you'll see. It's just a metal groove. And if sawdust gets in there, the blade can jam with the sawdust. So I'm going to oil that whole groove now and put it back together. It only takes seconds like. So you just set the chain on. There's no cogs or nothing. And see that wee spring there, that wee black one? She is tight and she pulls back. So it's about how to do this with one hand. You put the chain around your wee cogs, like so. But you have to hold this crooked to get this on. To get that hole, I can't really do it with a camera. If the camera's not there, it's not on the key frame. I'm trying my best here, I'm trying my best to show you. But I need a camera operator for this. You tilt your blade crooked, and then once it's in there, straighten it up, and that puts the tension on the chain. So there's a bit of flexibility to that, back and forward. And everything's all tight now. But if say you would get dirt stuck in there, she's going to pull that back rather than jam. And then when the dirt sort of comes out, the chain will be slack. And then the chain's slack, then that's when you sort of have to loosen this off again. You don't have to take it off, just slightly loosen. And then just spring back out again. That's what I'm finding just by using it. But I say the majority of people buying this is going to buy it for the garden, to do the odd wee branch, a wee pruning, that's what it is. It's not meant for storm damage. You meant to have petrol chainsaws for that. But I don't do much pruning in my garden. I'll just test the battery so far. With all that cutting I've done, how much power has it used? Well, that battery's still full. So it doesn't seem to use a lot of power. But like I say, we're back at the start now. I need to learn how to cut trees. So I think what I'm meant to do is not cut there. I meant to cut the smaller branches and work my way back. So instead of that, I'm being too. So if say I would cut this. That takes weight off the rest now. See how the tree's lifting up? Only left me oil behind. Now if I was to try this now, there's less weight pushing down on it. So that's that one cleared now, but I have to pull this away now and pull them ones from above away. So you can prop the camera somewhere. So you can see how much stuff I was trying to cut off in one go. I can never shifted it, but you don't always see how far a branch goes back. You need to cut off in stages. A wee robin in there. Thought I seen something moving. I thought, would that be a squirrel? And I thought, no, it's a wee robin. So much crap to move, I tell you. I think that's us now. So if I cut that there now, that's leaning on top of that tree. I don't know how this is going to go. Don't want my saw jamming again. So I'm going to cut out here now in a wee V. Not really working out my wee V. It's always a wee end, but if I go underneath the saw, it's going to jam again, like. That's her almost through there, like, hanging on by a thread. So there we go now. Some good firewood there, boys. That's clear, but there's a big lump of tree up above that could fall down. Had somebody. It's not ideal leaving it like that, but I can't reach. She's wedged in tight there. I'll cut it off here. The sawdust down my back. There's that wee bit left there now, but she's alright, she's not going to hurt anybody. So I think that'll do that there now. See anybody coming down here? Oh, that's great, the camera pointing the wrong way the whole time. Unbelievable. I put the camera there, she must have shifted over. So that's what I've done there. Spent this last 15 minutes. Cut there, cut there, cut there. Look at that there now, you can walk through. I need a camera operator. No, that's no good. I was trying to must be one off. The only thing the mics picked it up, proof there was a action taking place. Not as bad, but it's doing work. Not getting paid for it and not even having evidence of it. It's looking a bit rough down here, isn't it? Oh, not so bad, not so bad. Lift up a couple of wee twiggies. Piles and piles of these wee fungi, so there is. Why a lot of them ones? That's the normal type you get there. But them wee round bubble ones, I wonder if they're going to turn into anything. Are they going to turn into them? I wonder. I'll have to come back again and check. So down here now, this is where the pump was put in for the sewage. The sewage well is just on the main road. And I don't know if this is an overflow or what this here. But they went a lot of work putting this in here. So I imagine you always hear like in storms, they have to pollute the rivers and all. That must be a wee valve there. Let all the sewage run out into the foil, should they be overwhelmed. The problem we have in this country here, rainwater and sewage all goes into the same system. So then if you get a big downpour of rain, and most of our drains are always blocked anyway. But if some of the road drains are blocked and it gets into the sewage, it can only cope with so much. They can only pump away so much, and then they release it into the rivers. But their theory for releasing into the rivers, if you had sewage that river now and the river's low, the concentration's a lot higher than it is if you release sewage into a river when the river's full and flood. And if the flood is fast, so the sewage gets taken out to the sea quickly. That's their theory. Look at this big boy here. Gosh, well look at that. You know, no harm to it, that's a proper tree there. We need a proper tree surgeon here, boys. See, I don't mind stepping over the odd tree, but when you get a mingle of trees like that, that might be beyond my wee saw there. It's not to say the saw can't cut it. As soon as I cut that, it's going to clamp down and crush me saw. But I can cut off these wee ones and make it easier to step across. So I'm not stepping over the big ones, like, and that makes it easier. She's going to get stuck, she's going to get stuck. She's all about them tensions again. There must be an easier way to get it unstuck when you get stuck. So this chain, when it gets stuck, the chain goes a bit slack. So all you have to do is loosen this handle. And so I put the tension back in again. So what I'm going to do, see them trees is lying against there. There's a lot of weight pushing down. When I cut here now, she's going to jam my saw. There's some weight behind that, like. My wee saw's not meant to do that. I'll say I can step over that. Somebody comes with a big chainsaw. If we get rid of these wee ones here, leave room for stepping over it, that's what I reckon. See the snap, that goes down there, boys. See under some tension there. Now it could still be under tension. because there's got the way that tree on it. So the tension's starting to go on. I'm only learning to do this here, I don't know much about it. I wonder would it make any difference if you cut closer rather than in the middle. Like, you know. It's going to get stuck, it's going to get stuck. So what I'm trying to do there is widen the hole as I go on. I've done the job. Just check that's tight. I don't know about this, boys. Don't know about this. If that was away there, it's passable then. It's just going to falling down, you see. It's going to jam my blade. You get the other side. I wasn't expecting to do all this here. I thought a couple of wee trees, we're not going to get the Prehen wood at this rate. So stubborn, that last bit's always stubborn. So yeah, we need a tree expert to guide us here. Even that one there's catching, every once. Has to be an easy way of doing this. Look at this, 4 legs getting stuck. So a lot of tension in that one there. You hear it creaking there. Oh, I might give us up. I'm not going to do the whole path today. If one tree's lying free on its own, because it's up against them other ones, that's the problem. Oh, she's gone slack again, gone slack. Well, I think, as far as the wee saw goes, the saw is more than capable. The problem was myself and my experience. I say, you can give somebody a pair of knitting needles, could be the best knitting needles ever. Doesn't mean they're going to knit a jumper. So you can't blame the knitting needles if the jumper turns out wrong. I'm thinking, cut off from the end. We need to get the pressure off this tree. They're flying down, hit me, but. Nah, she's going. The pressure's on. It needs to go from underneath, and I can't go underneath because this is not good. Not good. So I'd like to do one cut. Do you know how they say death by a million cuts? I'm going to do a million cuts to this here. You think, oh, just cut it off down the bottom, that'll be handy, drag it away. It's not cooperating. I'm still tempted to try and get a cut down the bottom, you know. It's going to take an awful lot of cuts. Every one of them branches under. See, it's not far to get that broke off there, is it? I'm getting caught. I can't even get my camera in the right position. There, see, you can give up too easy in life. Oh, she's jammed, she's jammed. I should have given up. Need 2 hands again. That wee Robin there is following me about. He loves watching chainsaws. Look at the cute wee thing. That's the same Robin there. So what I've done, getting light-headed now, getting light-headed. Had to stand on it and try and break it off, and I fell down and she broke free. So I'll drag these couple of branches away now, and that's possible. That'll do me, that's possible. So I'll pull these lot of branches away. So you find somewhere to put them to. Cut these wee boys too. See, that's what this is meant for here. Look at these wee branches. And for that matter, it's brilliant. So there now, there's the end result there now. You can easily walk that now. You can step over 2 trees, but easily stepped over. That stops mountain bikes and all. One wee branch on the far side, cut, just needs chucked away. I'm not climbing over to do that now. We'll do that Do that next time I'm coming down, so it's a matter of pulling them to the side. And I was enjoying this walk too. I was not expecting all them. I came down here to cut 3 or 4 branches, like. I thought there might be the odd wee twig. I say, you know what you need to do these here? 2 of them. See if one gets stuck, and then you get the other one there. They're only £25 each. So you take the battery. The main weight is the battery. So if one gets stuck, you don't need 2 batteries. 2 saws and 1 battery will do the job. And then you take the battery out of the other one and swap them over, and then you get free the first. So a lot of my time is wasted with the saw jamming. But that ain't the saw. That's my lack of experience. Not knowing what weights, compressing and all. Like I do a lot of DIY, so I know about compression and where it's been pulled or pushed or whatever one names when you put on it, where the forces and all are. But you can't tell by a tree because you don't know the weight of the tree to begin with. You don't know what it's leaning against. They're all tangled together. So this path here now goes straight on now to Prehen playing fields and brings you out the main road, but I don't do that path. I say not with Wild Luna. She's always in front of me. I don't want her near the main road. So that's our rendezvous point now, and we go down there. Luna! Wild Luna! Where's my girl? Luna! Oh, I've lost Luna. I'll oil the saw while I'm waiting here. So there's Luna now back. She's been eating something. She came back from up there, you see. And that's why I have to wait here. Because if I presume I'm going down that way, I presume she's down that way. Come on now, Pep. We're going this way. The crap that she eats is unbelievable. You know what? I could have trimmed this away while I was waiting on her. You know what, but you want cut and you've a ton of trees to move. Unbelievable. Ah, scratch my leg. Yeah, no problem getting down there now. I like a Prehen wood, that's Woodland Trust. They'll probably pay a professional to come in and clear it. Nobody's going to clear this path. Dogs aren't allowed in Prehen playing fields no more. And this wee path brings you down at the edge of the playing fields next to the river. And so this is why I use this all the time now. If you go the other one, it brings you out onto the cycle lane next to the main road. And dogs have to be in a lead on the cycle lane. That's no good to Luna, like. Well, here she can run rampage. And when she gets ahead of me, she's not near the road. And she never does go on the football pitch, yeah. Wonder how the battery's doing this. Battery's still good yet, boys. Brilliant wee saw, like. See if you're using it in your house just to cut a bit of firewood and stuff. You know, wee logs already prepared. It does a good job. How long the blade's going to last, I don't know. How can you sharpen blades? I think I seen a kip one time for sharpening blades. But then there's a different types of blades, different, I don't know. Know nothing about, say, a chainsaw something I would avoid it because you have to wear special clothing. This wee one here, she jams, she stops. You wouldn't see them big petrol boys jamming. Because the whole idea of a chainsaw is it cuts wider than the blade. So as the tree comes in to crush it, it should just keep cutting away, I reckon. I say you still jam them, the big ones. I'm talking about the big, powerful ones. But they'll be going that fast. And then the boys using them know what they're doing. So that's left from the last storm now. That's one of the jobs I want to clear here. That's these boys here. So that's the reason they're coming here. I'll go the other side, it looks a bit handier. Cut off that end first. So if I can walk around here, you see, That's all you need. You don't have to move the roots. We'll just have a wee sample here, see what happens. So I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to do 2 cuts and then join the 2 together, and then when she compresses, less stress on it. So I'm going to try it this way, see. There's that metal bit out there now, you see. So that'll take a lot of the strain off. And I'll keep it wide at the bottom. So I'll deliberately done the hole a lot wider, and that allows room then for the thing to snap. I'm still going to jam at the last minute. See that there, boys? Thought I had it there, thought I had it. See, getting too cocky there. Brambles going, see, brambles rip the hands of you. So, we're around the other side now, and we cut the other side. That chunks would come away. That is taking some of the strain off it. Do you think I'm talking like an expert? I'm only guessing here. The chain slack, tighten her up, boys, tighten her up. When you tighten her up, you have to make sure she's in the grooves. In all fairness, one hand does it. It's not a good job there, is it? So there you go, and you can walk around here now, like these couple of roots. That's handy when it pulls up the ways. First tree to pull up the ways. That makes it a lot handier there. So the job that I bought it for, perfect. Look at that there. And when people walk around there now, them brambles there soon clear. Well, take that off, that wee bit off there. We'll make it easy for folk. We'll cut off that wee root there. I like to come around here with comfort. I think that'll do the job. So I'll pull these trees away the next day. I can't pull them all away now. Can't do everything. Now this is a new one here. This is Storm Amy. This wasn't down before. Where's our path? Hard to even see. Is that our path there? That's it there. So Storm Amy has brought this one down here. That's our branches lying on top. That actual tree snapped in two. That's mean when I cut this now, she's going to want to fall and tighten up against this blade. That's a problem I'm having with most of these fallen down trees. I'm going for the wide approach again, so when the tree compresses, won't jam me. So, not only that, but when I do it wide, I can see it starting to cram against the saw. You see it moving on there. Yeah, we'll try the bottom now. So there you are. See, I'm learning. I am learning. Now what I should do now is cut off these branches separate instead of trying to drag that away in one go. Because now there's no tension on it. So it should cut easy. Oh, but a tension in that. There's no tension in this one here. So that's it, I'll drag this away now. It's all tangled together. Unbelievable. I'll cut that with a saw there. It's cutting all this foliage. cut right in there. I'll cut it off over there if I find my saw and then lead up that line. It's a jungle in here, jungle. Oh God, didn't get very far there. There's all this out foliage stuff now. It would have been on the trees at one time, but it's all been pulled down. I wouldn't do that with the chainsaw. I'll leave off a pair of secateurs next time I come down. I'll trim that back, and that'll be the job done there. So a wee pair of secateurs will trim that wee bush back. I say, what happens if you try and do it with that chainsaw, it gets pulled in, jams up, anything too fine, just gets caught in the wee cog. So we need to tighten up this chain again. Getting out of breath. I'm going to have to cut this shortly. I didn't think there was so many new trees down that last storm here. This one here was awkward here, but I'm not going to try that. But it's, the nettles come up and are almost stinging your face. If she won't want to fall down, I would say this wee saw could cut it, you know. I'm going to try and see if it does. That'd be massive for that wee saw there, wouldn't it? If I cut that down. I'll leave it lying on the ground. I'll leave it for the day, I think. Because I'll leave it for the day. So normally I could just walk underneath here, but see the nettles right close to your face when you walk under here. You need to know where the weight is on it. When it falls on the ground, it's going to fall out here in front of the path. So by right, you need to cut off these bits first. Try this one piece here, see what happens. Some weight in that there now. I say that's the most impressive there yet. That was impressive. There must be a wee knot or something in there, something hard in there. Something catches in here this side. I'll try one more cut now and I'll roll it to the side. Unbelievable that, isn't it, boys? So it will cut timber as long as it's not compressed against it. There's some weight in that there now. I'll move this wee one away. I don't want to fall them, do I? But that was a big problem, me passing that in the summer with the nettles. So that blew down with the last storm in January. Oh, some weight in that there. So next time I come, I can clear the rest of my way. Maybe watch doesn't fall in now. We saw that at full length. Hasn't far to go, you know. I don't know where to try and do it from underneath. It's the weight of it fell on the saw. The only thing with this here, if it falls and falls against my leg, the chain's not going to hit my leg with that guide, that safety guard. Standing against the saw blade now. Oh, Lana, don't get in! Dangerous! Dangerous, Lana! Sundays and vets and all that, you have a habit. They say what happened there this time. It was my fault this time. See, I shouldn't have went underneath. I've learned not to go underneath, but did I learn? No. It's going to take 2 hands to get this out. Oh, Lana, what about the weight of this log here, pet? So close to the end too. Need a second tool, Luna. Second tool will do it. Swing her back and forward. Swing her back and forward. Things you have to do. I'm swinging her back and forward here. Luna, don't go. Luna, dangerous! Luna, dangerous! Back, back, back. Luna, over the side. Oh, no, she's getting too close. Now see, it's not the matter of what's caught, it's the weight behind it. Some weight in that log. Wee carrot jack would be handy. Give it a tug now. I'm just going to try and kick the log, Luna. I'm going to try and kick it. Probably making it worse. Maybe if I lift it up here, you know. Need 2 hands. Alright, it only took a second. So what I've done, I lifted the log up a bit and I moved it across. See the dirt there scraped? I just moved it across to the side and that was enough to get the saw out. And now I'll cut this from the top now. Look at that there, boys. So I'll move it the next day, not moving it now. Can't do anything, Luna. That one there is pretty rotten there, you know. This is all woodworm and everything. It's going to jam again. This time I can go underneath because it's going to pull up. Oh, it's going to jam, it's going to jam. Oh, why did I not learn, Lana? Some weight behind them trees, I'll tell you, here creaking. Oh, 2 hands again, stuck at this time. The thing I'm discovering here, you look in front of you, see that out rotten wood. Oh, that'll be easy to go through, you think yourself. But see the rest of that branch, look how long that branch is. There's some weight in that branch, and that branch is not rotten. That branch is big and heavy, and that is now pulling down. All the weight of that branch is pulling down and jamming my saw blade in there. So she's going to be really, really tight. I might have to leave the blade behind, take the saw with me. And next time I come, I'll cut at an angle. Bring out a saw blade and cut at an angle. Because I'm not going to be able to wobble that branch. I'll try putting a piece of timber in there and pushing down. But say the problem is not the matter of pushing it down, it's the weight of that branch behind it. There's some weight behind it. I've given up here now. I've taken the blade off the saw. And I'll get the next blade for the saw and I can cut away here, or else even bring a hatchet with me. But there's some weight behind that, and sort of boobed there, boy, sort of boobed. If I was to come in at this angle here and cut a wee triangle out just to free the blade, and then try and cut from above maybe, I don't know. See, either way, there's a lot of weight behind it. Once it goes to go, it's going to really go. I can't really fall completely because it's still attached on here, so there's a good chance that that could be the whole way through and the log is ready to fall. But it can't fall because it's on here. And it doesn't matter how well you make that gap, it's going to keep going down on it. So either way, I need to jack that branch back up. If you had another good piece of wood, see a 2x4 or something, to release that blade. I'll say if I come again, I'll try and cut it here. And that takes some of the weight off. But I'll leave the blade there now as it is. I'll tuck it up in there so nobody else notices it. And that'll probably be next week now before I get down here. It'll be dark at night time. So no more cutting today. But all that cutting I've done so far, and how much battery power is it used? Now this is a big battery, so it's 2/3. So say if you had a standard battery, it'd be flat by now. That's just hit. Alright, then we're going the rest of our walk now, I reckon. We'll see how many more trees is down here for clearing next time. But see if a tool like this does one job. Let's say this tool now, I cleared this path and she burnt out. £25, it's worth it to keep a path open that I like to walk. You know, other forest parks you have to pay to go in £5 a go, like. No bother with pooping, scooping and all down here, and councils and dogs and leads. This is our own wee bit of freedom.